How much income tax will you pay in the great state of Indiana on $60,000? That's what we're going to talk about here today at the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. So thanks for coming on board. Again, if you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit the bell to be notified for future content because we do a lot of content here, my friends. You don't want to miss anything. So let's dive right into this. In the great state of Indiana, that Hoosier state, just did Illinois. Illinois came in pretty good. A lot of people discount Illinois from an income tax perspective, but smartasset.com, who we use, gave Illinois pretty favorable ratings, as a matter of fact, in the top quartile. How about Indiana? I'm not sure we're going to like what we see, but let's find out. So we go to heritagewealthplanning.com. You go over here to tax tools, go to interactive tax tool, click on that guy, and let's see what the Hoosier state does. It'll take us to the federal interactive tax tool that we have the privilege to put on the website from Tax Foundation. And then you go to state tax tools from smartasset.com. And what we'll see here is, what is that? Indiana right there is a light blue. Oh boy, oh boy. So is that moderately tax friendly? Yes, moderately tax friendly in the light blue, where Illinois is tax friendly. Interesting. Now, Illinois was not very tax friendly, but it's more tax friendly than Indiana, its neighboring state. Odd is that? Odd. Who'd have thought? All right, so let's see what we got here in Indiana. We got $40,000 of Social Security income, $20,000 of IRA income. We're 66 years old and we're married and filing jointly. And here we pay $580 in Indiana state tax, even though we pay nothing to the feds. Oof, that's not good. So let's flip these around. We got $20,000 of Social Security and $40,000 of IRA income. What's the difference? Whoa! $1,226 to the state of Indiana and $2,871 to the feds. That's one of the top ones I've seen so far. Not tax friendly. I'm actually surprised smartasset.com said not tax friendly, because that's in terms of income tax. That's horrific. Look at that. So your income tax goes up for the state by 2.5% just because of way or 2.5 times by how you received your income. If it comes from Social Security, you're still paying tax now. If it comes from more IRA, you're paying even more tax. So that's not good. So let's figure out how we figure this out, because I think a lot of people are like, well, how'd you get that? But look at that. On $60,000, they're paying almost, and then you got local tax too, for the love of me. On $60,000, you're paying almost $5,000 of income tax to Indiana. That's an 8.5% tax rate on $60,000. My friends, that's not acceptable. I'm sorry, that's bad. Well, you got to lobby these guys for sure. But watch what happens. I'm just curious. Let's say we got $40,000 of Social Security and no retirement income. But Josh, we need more to live on than $40,000 of Social Security. You know why we have no retirement income? Because it comes from Roth IRAs. So even though it's not retirement taxable income, it is retirement income, and we pay nothing. So Indiana at least doesn't tax Social Security, but that's not good. All right, so let's figure this out. So what we do is you got to figure out your provisional income, which is 1/2 of your Social Security plus all other income. That is your provisional income. Let me make this bigger. 1/2 is Social Security plus all other income. That's how the first thing we're going to figure out, because the provisional income tells us how much of your Social Security will be subject to tax. In this case, because we've got $20,000 of Social Security, we have $10,000 is half of that. We have $40,000 of IRA distribution, so $40,000 there. We equal them up. And we have $50,000 is our PI, our provisional income. Now, I want to point out, if you have tax-exempt interest, it falls in this category of all other, by the way. So if you had tax-exempt interest, it would go here and to that, all right? So just keep that in mind. So now what we do is say, okay, we got $50,000 of provisional income, and then we got to go through the bend points. There's 3 bend points when you figure out how much your Social Security is taxed. The first 0 to 32,000, nothing is taxed. 32 to 44,000, 50% of that amount is taxed. And then we got 42 and up, 85% of that is taxed. Oops, 5,100. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Need my trusty eraser. There we go. All right, so here in Indiana, this actually doesn't matter because this is for the feds. 50,000 of provisional income. The first 32,000, nothing's taxed. The next 32 to 44,000, or in that case, $12,000, because 44 minus 32 is 12. 50% of that is taxed, which means $6,000 of our Social Security benefit right there is going to be taxable as ordinary income. Anything above 44,000, 85% of that's taxed. So we take our 50,000, subtract 44, which gives us $6,000 times it by 0.85. That's $5,100 of income in that bracket, which means of our Social Security, which is only $20,000, $11,100 is subject to income tax. So that's a 55% of our Social Security benefit is subject to income tax. Ooh. Now we take our provisional income, which is $11,100. We add our $40,000 of IRA distributions, and we have an AGI of $51,000. All right, so you got $11,100 is your Social Security taxable amount. You take your $40,000 IRA, add them together, you got $51,000 as your AGI. But AGI and taxable income are two completely different things, my friends. We got to take your standard deduction, which is $26,600 because you're over the age of 64 and you're married, filing jointly. So that means we have taxable income of $24,500. Now, the first 19,000 odd something is taxed at 10%. Anything above 19,000 will be taxed at 12 until you get to about 77,000. I think it's 800 or something like that. And thus, my friends, is how the tax caper is solved. How do you pay all that tax on your Social Security, all that tax on this kind of income, but before you weren't paying hardly anything? It's right there alone. The more Social Security, the less tax you have. It's just that simple. All right. So let's see what the cheapest places are from a tax perspective in the great state of Indiana. And I don't know. I don't know much about Indiana. I think I've only been there once when we had a family reunion someplace. Looks like a beautiful state. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take a retiree. We'll say a lady. She's retired. She has $15,000 Social Security, $15,000 of IRA distributions, $10,000 coming from her pension, and $10,000 of earned income. So this is a different person that we just talked about before. And smartasset.com is going to look at every single locality in the state of Indiana to tell us what the cheapest one from a tax perspective is. And what they give is a bunch up here in the northeast, northwest. Let's see some of these guys. Michigan City, never heard of it. Westville, never heard of it. I mean, I don't know anything about Indiana. So then we got one down here, number 10. Jennings. So let's see what we got here. Any of these I've heard of? No, haven't heard of any of them. So we're going to say Lakes of the Four. That sounds like a pretty nice place. Where is Lakes of the Four? Let's see if it up there. Okay. So Lakes of the Four. We got, in that case, with this lady with $15,000 Social Security, $15,000 IRA, $10,000 pension, $10,000 earned income. She's going to pay $6,239 in income tax to the feds and the state and the localities. Her property tax is less than 1% because they're taking the median property tax paid, dividing that by the median property value in that town, Lakes of the Four Seasons, Indiana. That'd be tough to write on an envelope. Sales tax is actually quite high in Indiana. That's high. And fuel taxes, wow. I mean, man, Indiana is not tax favorable at all. That's got to be amongst the worst out there. I'm surprised it's not. But for some reason, smartasset.com gives us a retirement tax friendliness of 38.98, which is above Connecticut, but it's well below Alabama, well below Illinois, and well below Alaska. That's just, it's the only saving grace there is a relatively low property tax, but even that's not super duper low. So I don't know, my friends. Indiana's that's tough. That's tough. That might be something where you say, I'm going to slip on over to the border to I don't know if I go to Illinois because their property taxes are high. But look at that sales tax. Sheesh. Or start growing your own groceries. All right. As always, if you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up, comments, always helpful. Don't forget to run your own numbers here at heritagewealthplanning.com, the tax tools. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.